Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are having a wonderful day and thank you for stopping by and supporting me by clicking on this video. And yeah, so basically it took me a lot of courage to start this channel, mostly because I haven't filmed myself or even taken a photo of myself for such a long time, because I've just felt like I don't deserve to be seen. And I know that that sounds really terrible, but that is bluntly and honestly how I've been feeling about myself. And today, when I got out of bed, I decided, why don't you just go for it, Hannah? Why don't you just make a video and maybe someone will be inspired, maybe someone will be encouraged by this, and then it'll all be worthwhile. So I just wanted to share some of my struggles, some of my experiences with emotional eating, anxiety, and depression. I have struggled with all three of these for quite a number of years. I am still struggling with it right now. Right now, I am actively fighting against it, and every single day there are moments when I feel like I'm going to relapse, where I'm going to fall down, but I am learning to pick myself back up and to not let a stumble turn into a fall. And so ultimately, with this channel, I just want to bring you along on my journey to discovering myself, being happy, being confident and healthy, and just getting to where I am the best version of myself. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, where to begin? I would say the best place to start would be at the very beginning, of course, and kind of the beginning of my struggles with food. Um, when I think back, I think the time period that really sticks out to me is 2013, 2014. This is when I was 12, 13 years old. And when I first turned 13 and I started to notice changes in my body and all of those fun things that start with puberty and all of that, I was just feeling really insecure with myself, and I started to really become conscious of my weight and my appearance. Um, at that point, I wasn't really struggling with my weight, but I had gained a bit of weight, and my parents had noticed this because I had always been a very active child, but during this period of my life, I wasn't really doing any physical activity. I was quite sedentary, and so my parents decided, for the sake of my health, that they had to say something. So they spoke to me and my sister. My sister Sarah, she's about 3.5 years younger than me. They sat both of us down and they spoke to us and they said, I think as a family we need to go on like a healthy eating kind of journey together and get fit and this sort out our diet and just be healthy. So I like kind of, I was okay with it. I was excited. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this together. At this point in 2014, 2015, I started Irish dancing again, and that really helped me to have an interest in being active again because it was fun. I've always loved dancing. I've always been a dancer. So it really helped me to get back into the swing of things, and I lost quite a bit of weight. Um, and then during the time period of 2015 to 2017, I was probably in the best shape that I have ever been in my life. At the age of 14, 15, 16, I wasn't having any struggles with my health. I was full of energy. I was active. I had started doing, because I was homeschooled, So I was doing all of these extra online courses on health and fitness and nutrition, and basically that became my passion. And I decided when I was 16 that one day I wanted to have a career in that kind of field. And right now, it's hard to imagine because I'm struggling so much now with my own health and fitness journey. But maybe this will kickstart me to get back into it, and that's what I'm hoping for. And I'm hoping that I can still follow that dream of mine. Right now, at the moment, I'm taking a gap year just for clarity's sake. But back into the story. So around that time, I was competing in Irish dancing, and I stopped competing in 2017. I stopped Irish because it was just becoming very stressful. I wasn't in a very good place mentally. I was very stressed. I was very overwhelmed. I put pressure on myself. I worked myself very hard, and I burned out pretty much. And I was just overdoing it. I was way overdoing it. And if I look back now, those dancing days were some of the happiest days of my life, and I do wish that I continued. I do wish that I'd persevered. But at that point, I was just I my passion was just dead for dancing, and I wanted to try something new. So I stopped Irish dancing and I started a horse phase, that all girls go through at one point in their life. Um, so I started riding and I loved it. I had an opportunity to ride a horse for a lady who lived pretty close to where we live right now. um, and things went well for a time, and then something happened and it just became a pretty toxic environment for me to be in. So then I moved to a different stable and I continued riding for a time. But then at the end of 2018, I decided to stop that as well. It was mostly because of the cost. It's very expensive to ride, it's very expensive to keep a horse, and I had tried to lease a horse so I could ride more often, but it was just too expensive. So I decided to stop and I decided to start ballroom dancing. And this was something that I'm still doing to this day. Obviously, not now during this coronavirus, but it is still something that I enjoy to this day. So at the end of 2018, I stopped riding. And this is also around the same period of time that I met someone. And this someone was the very first potential relationship that I ever had. And he was the first person who really showed interest in me openly and told me I was amazing and beautiful, and basically the first person outside of my own family who I felt really appreciated me and said that they appreciated me. So things went well for a time. I was in a really good place because this person was just showering me with affection. And I guess looking back now, I do think I was blinded by flattery because I missed several pretty prominent red flags in that almost relationship. There were several things that I didn't notice that were definite, this is not going to work out for you, this is not the relationship for you, kind of realizations that I missed or that I didn't pay much attention to. But anyway, so I continued with this relationship. Or I actually was a potential relationship. We never got into an official relationship, but it was an almost kind of thing. It was like we were friends, but we were always a bit more than friends. We just never officially became girlfriend and boyfriend. So that continued until I'd say mid 2019, and I was doing really well health wise. But then this relationship ended, um, and it really broke my heart. It ended in a really bad way. Um, I couldn't give him more than friendship, and he wanted more than friendship, and I couldn't. It wasn't right for me. And it didn't end in the best way. Um, I felt guilty. My heart was broken. It was just a horrible situation. Um, and that really, really knocked my confidence, and my self-esteem was like at zero. And things were still okay. I was still trying to be healthy. I was still trying to get over it. I went to counseling, which really helped me to get over it. But there are still some scars that to this day I'm still trying to work through, even though I am over that whole scenario. There's still some things that happened because of that I'm dealing with right now. So I still remember the very, very first time that I decided to binge in secret. And it was at my sister's birthday party. And basically, we were in the mall with some friends. We watched a movie, went to a few shops, and I bought sweets and chocolate and put them in my handbag. And basically, when I got home, I ate them in secret. And I hadn't ever done that before, and I didn't think that it was a big deal at that time, but it did kind of get the ball rolling, and it did kind of become something that I did more and more often. Whenever we went out to the shops or anything like that, I would try and find any way I possibly could to buy as much as I could and eat as much as I could. And it was just, thinking back on it now, it makes me a bit emotional, because it was a really hard time. It was, and it's still hard to this day. I'm still struggling with it, and not even nearly as much as I used to. I've been really trying and really proactively making sure that I don't fall back into that trap. But that period of my life was when things started to get not so great. So then, fast forward to 2020, and in April of this year, I got into a long distance relationship with my boyfriend, who lives in the USA. I'm here in South Africa. And obviously, because of coronavirus and the lockdown restrictions, the travel bans, all of that, we can't see each other. And this is something right now that I'm struggling with a lot. I'm struggling with it a lot. It sometimes causes me to emotional eat, but my boyfriend is a very big encouragement to me, and that has really helped me. He knows all of my struggles, and he's always there to support me and encourage me through them. And so I'm getting there. I am. And this time, obviously, it's very uncertain and it's very hard for a lot of people. And it's crazy how the world has become. So it's sometimes hard to imagine how we're going to get through this, but I know that we will. So this year so far has been my worst year of just self-esteem, self-confidence. I have felt literally, I have not felt worthy. I have had moments of feeling worthy, but overall, I have not really felt worthy. And that is something I'm trying really hard to work on. And I've been neglecting my health, I've been neglecting my exercise, I have been neglecting myself and my needs. And I know I have to fix it, and that is what this channel's for. This is my journey, and it's going to take a while. I know I have to be patient. I know that I have to keep working hard and not allow myself to fall. If I stumble, to not allow myself to turn it into a fall. I would say during the time that I stopped Irish to right now, I have gained around 15 kilograms. And that has added way more than a physical burden. It is also a great emotional burden, because I don't like the way that I look. I hate the way that I look. I don't want to go out and socialize. I feel so much anxiety from the way that I look and the way that I feel. And so I decided enough is enough. I'm going to turn my life around, and I'm going to stop saying maybe tomorrow or maybe next week. I'm just going to start trying to eliminate this all or nothing kind of mentality in my life. So basically, that is what this channel is going to be. It's going to be taking you along on my journey. It is also going to be like tips on anxiety and depression that I have found work for me personally in my everyday life. And obviously I'm still working through this every single day, and I'm still learning, but there are certain things that I found help, and I would love to share that with you. Also, just encouragement during this time. I would love to be able to encourage even just a few people who are finding it hard to stay positive and hopeful during these times. So thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and hit subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you can be notified whenever I post a new video. And yeah, I will see you soon. Stay strong.